Doom: The Dark Ages is the new game of this beloved and acclaimed video game series. As the usual, the game is being developed by the studio ID Software, the legendary Bethesda studio, that's now part of Xbox Division 2, but the game will also be released on PlayStation 5, along with Xbox Series X and S, and Microsoft Windows version is coming out day one to Xbox Game Pass. And the best it's not so far, it's coming out on May 15 of 2025, and is promised to be the greatest game of the series so far. What's really insane, because the series is a masterpiece, the last two games revived it, and even made new fans, so this new game is surely going to be a huge success. Doom: The Dark Ages is the prequel to the critically acclaimed Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal that tells an epic cinematic story of the Doomslayer's rage. Players will step into the blood-stained boots of the Doomslayer in this never-before-seen dark and sinister medieval war against hell. As the super weapon of gods and kings, shred enemies with devastating favorites like the super shotgun, while also wielding a variety of new bone-chewing weapons, including the versatile shield saw. Players will stand and fight on the demon-infested battlefields in the vicious, grounded combat the original Doom is famous for. Experience an epic story of the Doomslayer's rage in this cinematic and action-packed story. Bound to serve as the super weapon of gods and kings, the Doomslayer fends off demon hordes as their leader seeks to destroy the Slayer and become the only one that is feared. Witness the creation of a legend as the Slayer takes on all of hell and turns the tide of the war.
All the power of hell, cowering before one man.
Engines online.
Dark Ages, you'll be an iron tank. Heavy, strong, but still fast. A grounded combat system with an emphasis on power over the acrobatics of Doom Eternal. And a balance between enemy projectiles and player movement speed that makes strafing to aim viable again, just like in the classic Doom games. But it's not all about nostalgia. Innovation is the goal, always. And so for Doom: The Dark Ages, it's an all-new world with new tools and new mechanics to master. Let me introduce you to the Shield Saw. Block. Throw. Parry. Deflect. All from one input. It's contextual, tons of depth on a single button press.
In his quest to crush the legions of hell, the Slayer must take the fight to never-before-seen realms. Mystery, challenges, and rewards lurk in every shadow of ruined castles, epic battlefields, dark forests, ancient hell's capes, and worlds beyond. Armed with the viciously powerful shield saw, cut through a dark world of menace and secrets in ID's largest and most expansive levels to date.
online.
You know, we want every Doom game to stand on its own, as a unique experience. So in 2016, we asked you to run and gun. In Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. And in Doom: The Dark Ages, you're gonna stand and fight. And the Shield Saw will give you the strength to go head-to-head with some of the biggest, baddest demons we've ever created at id. But that's not all, because if you're gonna stand and fight, then you gotta have something to follow up that opening parry with. How about an iron flail? Or maybe an electrified gauntlet? Or even a Doom spiked mace? That's right, we have 3 melee options that are part of a melee system, all on one input, complete with combos and upgrades, and it's totally awesome. And you can finish off the demons now with an all-new, unsynced, completely in the player's control glory kill system. From any angle, in and out, as you see fit. And it feels amazing. You'll feel unstoppable smashing your way through the horde with total freedom. And that seems like a ton, but that's just 2 inputs. We got one more really important button that we haven't talked about yet. The trigger. That's right, we've saved the best for last. Doom has and always will be all about the guns, and Dark Ages has some of the most ridiculously powerful weapons that we've ever created. Mean, ancient, brutal torture machines built to butcher, impale, and shred the minions of hell with. Only in Doom. That's the mission statement for the design of these never-before-seen, insanely fun-to-use tools of mayhem that only the Slayer has the power to wield.
As you can see, the game will be totally set in a medieval era, with a visual style similar to the last 2 games, but with a medieval style. In the game, as always, we'll be able to play with different weapons, since some classic and iconic weapons like the Super Shotgun, that's probably the most iconic weapon of the series. And there will also be new weapons in the game, such as the Skull Crusher one, that looks really insane. You load it with a skull, and then shred it to crumbs that destroys hordes of enemies before you, and that looks awesome. But there will be much more new weapons and gadgets in the game, even new melee weapons, 3 in total: electrified gauntlet, a long-reaching flail, and a powerful spike mace. Each one of them with their use and style, and shall make the gameplay varied and fun. As the usual, the gameplay will be fast and fluid, but now it won't be as fast as Doom Eternal, since that game is absurdly fast in a good way, but this one will be slower, but not slow. And one of the biggest new features of the game will be the Saw Shield, which you can use to defend, parry, cut enemies, reflect some projectiles, and more. So this is easily the coolest thing in my opinion about this game so far. There will be a lot of enemies, since classic enemies to new enemies too. What's always fun. The visual are insane, as you can see, an immersive and stylish graphic style. 2 interesting things that we'll also see in this game are the flying dragon and the mecha robot, which will be able to control both of them. The dragon will obviously fly, but also shoot, which shall be insane to perform great maneuvers and shoot huge demons. And the mecha will be a huge robot, which will be able to fight against huge demons with its metal fists, or even a huge and brutal Gatling gun. Dude, this looks insane.
Difficulty system and sliders that will allow players to tune the speed and challenge of the game to whatever fits them best. You can slow things down or speed them up. It's a Doom for all Slayers.
We finally have for you, you've been waiting for 2 games now, to get in and pilot your very own 30-story Atlan, which is a mech. It's the size of a building, it's powerful, and you can beat giant Titan-sized demons to death with your gauntleted fists. And if that wasn't enough, we also have for you your very own fire-breathing, Gatling gun-toting cybernetic dragon. Neither of these are one-and-done features either. They have a full suite of abilities and even mini-bosses. The spectacle is epic. The Power Fantasy is unlike anything we've made at id, and the combat systems behind these features are deep and tons of fun. And rescue to the far reaches of the Doom universe. Mysterious worlds from the Slayer's past, dark forests, dungeons, ancient hellscapes, battlefields, and worlds beyond. And through exploration, you'll be unlocking new abilities and godlike powers every step of the way. Now armed with your trusty shield saw, you're gonna cut, leap, and smash your way through environments full of secrets and treasures. There's always something new waiting to be discovered or destroyed, because the battle isn't over yet. And the soundtrack to your epic... The story of Doom: The Dark Ages, like everything else in the game, is big. It's a summer blockbuster event with everything on the line, and you are the star of the show. Your power is coveted by your enemies and withheld from your allies. With the Slayer imprisoned at the start of our story, the balance of power between good and evil is shifting, and time is running out. It's a new story and the perfect entry point for new players. It's easier to access now as we've taken the narrative out of the codex and into the cutscenes, featuring new characters, old allies, and powerful new villains. And for returning players, it leads directly into the Doom 2016 Slayer's Testaments. It's an action story worthy of the Slayer's legend. In this level, you will meet the enemy at the gates and save a city from certain destruction. Explore the medieval battlefield outside the castle walls, seeking out targets and enemy formations along the way to engage with as you see fit, with any gun you choose. Explore what is the largest play space ever in a Doom game, discovering secret caves and dungeon-like mines in search of vital resources. You control the pace of the game. Where you go, who you fight, and the objectives you pursue. It's a Doom sandbox full of war and riches.
In general, we could see a lot of things in this gameplay trailer. Since the new weapons, enemies, gadgets, stages, we can also see that the storytelling will be different now. Since the older games had an interesting story, but the storytelling was totally different. So I'm curious to see this new format. The gameplay looks badass. The visual style is insane. Even better than Doom 2016 and Eternal, at least from what we've seen. So I just want to say that it's easily one of the games I want to play the most in 2025. I'm a true fan of the series, especially of the newest games, but I also love the classic ones. And I'll play so much this game. I even replayed Doom 2016. And I'll start and finish Doom Eternal again before this one launches. And remembering, it's coming out on May 14th, 2025. It's not far, and it'll be available on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, and Windows, and will be available on Xbox Game Pass. So if you use this service, it's really worth to try it out. Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal were kind of open already. We had a fun exploration in the stages, but now it'll be even greater, even with many side quests to do in the game, similar to the new Indiana Jones game. That did it very well, so I'm really looking forward to play it. But I hope you liked the video, guys. Click on the like and subscribe for more videos. And of course, leave your comments with your opinion about the game. Are you going to play it? You think it's going to be as good as the last games? Let me know it. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you in the next video.